Okay, good morning again. So, we're going to discuss digital self. So, for this lesson, sabi ko sa inyo kanina, list down the different social media accounts that you have, no? And let us further have a talk about it. So, kindly tell me the social media account that you have. Like, for example, ako, I have a Facebook, and what is the purpose of Facebook? So, for me, the focus or the purpose of my Facebook account is to communicate with my students so as different updates on my graduate school or on my graduate studies. So as I use my Facebook account for some entertainment. So yun yung purpose ng aking social media account, which is the Facebook. So I have naman Twitter for some updates or news updates. Yun yung use ng Twitter ko. And for my Instagram account, it's for my hobbies and ayun, self-expression. So yun. So, on your part, what social media accounts do you have? So, let's start with, yan. Sige, Alexis John.
Ano po, ma'am? Rinig na po.
Ako naman.
Facebook po.
Okay, what is the reason for your Facebook?
Diyan po kasi minsan po ako yung mga updates po regarding po minsan sa school po, mga post po, yun po yung ginagamit. Tapos YouTube po. Dito po ako ma'am nanonood po ng mga bagay-bagay. Tapos Messenger po. Diyan po ako nag-chat po sa mga kaibigan ko po or sa mga teacher. Ganun po. Sa Instagram, meron din po ako pero hindi ko naman po ginagamit din. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you, Alexis. Let us have John Paul.
Ako po ma'am, ano po, yan, Facebook din po para po sa updates kung walang pasok. Tsaka yan, para po sa mga school stuffs. Tapos yan, Messenger para po sa friends, kausap, pagtatanong po kung may gagawin, like that. And yun po para po makausap din yung mga ibang kaibigan din na nakausap dati. Twitter, for yun, makapag-tweet, tumingin updates. Tsaka po, ma'am, may bago po sa Twitter yung sa space po, ma'am. Pwede po kayo makinig. Kasama po yung ibang di nyo kilala. Makikinig lang kayo ng tugtugin. Yan. Space. Tapos Instagram to, yun, magpo-post po ng kung ano man pwedeng i-post. Like that. Tapos, yun, makausap din po yung iba na, tsaka yung pwede nyo rin po kasing i-follow yung idol nyo kung may ini-stand po kayong idol. Tapos, yun, YouTube, di naman po ako palagi sa YouTube kasi po, almost, parang sobrang convergence na po kasi ng Facebook, pwede na kayo manood doon. So, sa YouTube, iba na lang po, like, if may sinubscribe po akong, content creator, yun na po yung papanoorin ko. So, hindi po palagi ako sa YouTube. Tapos, yun, TikTok po minsan, ma'am, pag may, meron kasi yung mga kakaiba silang mga, call this ideas, mga hindi mo pa nalalaman. Tapos, yun, minsan, intriguing po kasi, yun, gusto mo i-try sa sarili mo kung totoo ba, or hoax lang. So, yun din po, ma'am, para madagdagan din yung kaalaman. Kasi meron din po silang about science-related and history po na hindi po natuturo sa school. Yun lang po.
Okay, next. Let us have Orchidil.
Rinig na po.
Yes, Nak.
Yung mga social media na ginagamit ko po is Facebook po. So, yung Facebook ko is to know what is usually happening in the country and also for entertainment and communication. So, ginagamit ko din po siya para malaman yung mga kung may papagawa po sa schoolwork. Kasi po, yung iba naming subject is may group sa Facebook po. And sunod po is YouTube, so for entertainment purpose and to watch, to learn new things. Siyempre may mga aral na din pong matutunan doon. So, like po yung mga DIY. So, yun po. Mga madalas ko panoorin or yung sa mga documentaries po about wildlife. na nakaka-curious din pong panoodin. So, meron din po ako isa dito yung Discord po. So, sa Discord po, usually gaming chat po siya, pero meron din po siyang voice chat function or pwede rin po kayo mag-stream doon. And yun po ginagamit ko po siya. So, kung naglalaro po or solo or may kasama man po, ginagamit po namin yung voice call doon or yung voice chat. So, sa Twitter naman, meron din po akong Twitter. Hindi po ako pala post, pero nagbabasa-basa lang din po ako ng mga tweets or kung may mga bago po bang news updates dun sa mga interest ko or sa country nga po. So, yun lang po.
Okay, thank you, Judiel. Next, let us have Eusebio.
Sa akin po, Facebook, tapos Messenger. Yun po, para sa communication purposes din po. Sa Facebook, ganun din po. May mga instructor na sa group nag-post sa Facebook group. Then, YouTube po, for entertaining lang po. Nanonood ako ng may mga matututunan na video. Yun lang po yung akin.
Okay, thank you, Reynaldo. Let us have Micaela.
Ma'am, Facebook and Messenger po for communication and updates po sa about sa mga lessons po. Tapos yung TikTok and YouTube for entertainment po and mga tutorial videos. Tapos Pinterest po sa mga ideas po dun sa mga design na pang crochet po, ganun.
Oo, talaga.
Yun lang po, ma'am.
Nagagansilyo ka din pala, no? Same din tayo. I have
Opo,
that.
ma'am.
Ayan. So, next, let us have Romano.
Ma'am, rinig po ba?
Yes naman po.
Ma'am, Facebook po, ma'am, for update sa mga school activities, ganun. Tapos, for entertainment na rin po. YouTube for entertainment purposes po. Yung Snapchat po, ma'am. Hobby po, mga picture po ng mga lugar-lugar, ganun po. Instagram, bihira pong gamitin. Tapos, Spotify at Netflix po for entertainment din po, ma'am. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you, Angelo. Next, let us have Leilani.
Ma'am, first po is Facebook. Doon po ako usually nagpo-post po ng about po sa products ko. May small business po kasi ako. Then, yun din po yung way of communication namin ng mother ko po since OFW po siya. If ano naman po, hindi available si Facebook or may error, sa WeChat naman po. Then another one po is Instagram. Doon din po ako nagpo-post ng iba kong hobbies and yung pictures po ng product ko. Then TikTok po for tutorials po. Yun po.
Okay, thank you, Leilani. So, sino pa po hindi ko natawag? Okay, let us have Robertson.
Sa akin po is Facebook and Messenger lang din po. And typical na reason lang din po for latest updates lang din po and for communication purposes tsaka entertainment purposes po. And dati po nagpo-post din po ako ng mga about sa hobbies ko, like magpo-post ng music covers, ganyan po. Yun lang po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for all of your presentations, no? Mostly na napansin ko on your insight is that you use Facebook and Messenger for communication purposes, no? Before na nag-i-start pa lang mag-boom yung Facebook, ang pinaka part niya sa akin or pinaka purpose niya sa akin is not for communication purposes but it's more on for entertainment. And before pa boom na bonggang-bongga ang Facebook is mas kilala siya as gaming site, no? And more on games pa kasi yung kanilang mga tinututukan before. But today, mostly na ng tao rely on Facebook, no, when it comes to the activities that they have. Like, for example, some people post on Facebook or other social media accounts like Twitter and Instagram for updates, not just on their life, no, but also updates pagdating sa kanilang career, or lalo-lalo na yung mga news outlets like ABS-CBN and GMA News, no? They use platforms such as Facebook and Twitter, so as Instagram for the news updates, no? And on these days, YouTube is also now prominent for content creators, lalo-lalo na for them to have or have their creative space, no? So as ang dami ng social media accounts these days, no? Na pwede natin pagpilian. And with that social media tawag ito. And with social media booming around these days, no? Nagiging part na siya ng ating buhay, or nagiging part na siya ng ating pang-araw-araw na gawain. So as that is why we're going to talk about today the digital self. So in today's world, we are more exposed in technologies, and lalo-lalo na yung technological revolution. So these days nga yung mga kabataan is mas alam nila, or mas alam on how to navigate, no, the different type of technologies, such as yung mga phone, kung paano nila pagaganahin or paano nila ina-navigate kesa sa mga matatanda, no? And syempre, with the prevalence of the use of tawag nito, use of technology or computer, and the access of many people to the internet, is mas nagiging mabilis yung ating communication with others. So as the social environment these days to adolescent has increasingly becoming digitally mediated, or yung buhay natin is umiikot halos sa digital platforms, or yung buhay natin is umiikot siya digitally. And the amount of time, no, that some adolescents spend online have both positive and negative outcomes. Positive in a way that it could help us to boost ourselves or know more about ourselves. And on the negative side, some people trigger some disorders or disabilities through digital or through online platforms. So with the influx of this digital technology, syempre, the new version of ourself is formed, which is known as the digital self. So what does the statistics have to say with our digital self? So, and did you know that Filipinos are using the internet for an average 10 hours and 2 minutes every day? So that is from ABS-CBN News. No, it is an article published 2 years ago, so 2019. So this internet usage of 10 hours and 2 minutes every day might now become or might now increase because of the pandemic, no? So there's a big possibility that yung 10 hours na yan and 2 minutes every day is mas dumoble pa. Like, for example, it may become 14 hours every day, no? A day. Kasi these days is almost lahat ng ating transactions is done online. So, yan. So, we have here the digital literacy, or we have the self in and other in the cyberspace. So digital literacy are those capabilities possessed by individuals who are living, learning, and working in a digital society. So in real world kasi class, yung authority and status is na-express natin siya using our clothing and body language, no? Wherein in virtual world or in virtual interactions, yung mga markers na yon such as yung ating clothing and body language is not observed. So as those markers were now stripped down. So in cyberspace, yung people or yung mga tao is more willing to talk or to speak out and misbehave without fear of disapproval and punishment from the authority figure. It is because syempre there would be an anonymity or mas anonymous tayo when it comes to online platforms or online, no? And some people use it as an opportunity to break other people's mind or heart. So as it gave them the opportunity to misbehave without fearing na magiging or mahuhuli sila or minsan is masisita sila no from the or ng mga authorities. So as yung mga adolescent na nag-i-speak out about dun sa posisyon na yon are sometimes is um, nagkakaroon ng easy access sila in communication. So, sa cyberspace kasi class, yung authority is minimized. So, walang authority na nangyayari. And yung behavior ng mga tao is tend to be different in virtual places when compared to face-to-face interaction. Katulad nga ngayon, no, yung ating class is online na. So before, face-to-face is nagbe-base din ako sa behavior and ugali ng isang student when it comes to grading my students na hindi lang po activities or hindi lang yung tawag nito, hindi lang activities and quizzes, doon ako nagbe-base. So, before ako ay nagbe-base din sa mga groupings, so as yung kanyang behavior inside the class, kung paano siya makisama sa mga classmates niya. Also, doon ko rin binibase or nagbe-base din ako sa kanyang performance as a student, no? Lalo na yung mga, or kasama na doon yung attendance. Sobrang halaga sa akin ng attendance that time. Kasi may mga students ako na, ayun nga, nagkakaproblema kasi kami dahil hindi sila uma-attend ng aking klase. But now, attending online classes is an option dahil nga sa limited na ating resources. So, some people may feel more relaxed with that situation, but some people may tend to become sad or kasi hindi sila sanay sa ganong type of setup, no? And in online spaces, we have here known as online disinhibition. So kasi mayroong mga tao na they feel more relaxed, restrained, and they tend to express themselves openly more in the cyberspace. Kasi nga, in cyberspace, all people are just random people. Except na lang kung kilala mo sila in person, di ba? And this phenomenon is known as online disinhibition. So yung online disinhibition is the lack of restraint one feels when communicating online in comparison to communicating in person. So some people may tend to be more open when it comes to their life online, whereas pagdating naman sa personal or face-to-face is they tend to become restrained or parang ina-avoid nila yung kanilang sarili, no? On a positive point of view, yung people who are using or who are executing online disinhibition in a positive ways is they can exhibit extraordinary acts of kindness or charities, no? Like, for example, is they may felt inhibited from expressing it in real life, but for whatever reason, they can expect or express it through anonymity in the cyberspace. And so as yung anonymity na yon or yung altered psychological environment may allow them to communicate more in a friendly environment, and yung mga desires nila and to others can now be executed, no? But some people on a negative point of view of social disinhibition is merong mga tao na naluloko because of being anonymous online. So we have here two types or two categories of online disinhibition. So number one, we have here benign online disinhibition. So yung benign online disinhibition is ayan. So benign online disinhibition is hindi siya totally bad thing, no? It could be defined as people share their very personal things about themselves to a dito, to people online. Though yung people na yon is a stranger, and people may tend to become more friendly in this type of online disinhibition. So, mas nailalabas kasi nila yung kanilang emotions and mas nasasabi nila yung kanilang secrets or fears dun sa mga tao na yon because of becoming anonymous, no? And some people may show unusual act of kindness and generosity, and sometimes going out of their way to help others. And on the side of this is we may tend to attempt to understand and explore more about ourselves and also to work out our problems, and it helps us to find new ways for us to become more about ourselves. So we can also be extremely generous and kind to others. Like for example, donating for a cause or buying something for a cause. Yung mga bagay na i-donate siya in a charity, no? And benign online disinhibition is a good thing also because it combat loneliness and depression through online interaction. So, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng interaction and nalilesen doon yung loneliness ng iba. And social interaction may be moderate or may moderate negative moods. So, as online disinhibition can also enhance our self-esteem and self-confidence. Kasi there are some people na may hirapan sila to communicate with others when it comes to face-to-face. Hindi nila na-express yung sarili nila. No? They have difficulty in expressing their own self. So as or minsan in presenting their own self. So if there is a benign online disinhibition, meron naman tayong tinatawag na toxic online disinhibition. So yung toxic online disinhibition is the ugly side of online disinhibition because people may have witnessed rude language, harsh criticisms, anger, hatred, and even online threats because of this. So, on toxic online disinhibition, kung positive thing ang benign, ito po yung negative things about online disinhibition. Because toxic online disinhibition can lead to cyberbullying. So, dito nagkakaroon na yung tipo, since online is, we are all anonymous, no? And nagkakaroon tayo ng tendency to say something even though yung words na yon is bad. Like for example, yung mga trolls no sa Twitter or sa Facebook, I don't know if you are well versed about trolls. no? Yung kinikritik nila yung mga bagay-bagay even though it is out of nothing, no? And sometimes those type of peoples were out of control. So ang kanilang mostly na pinopost or ang kanilang points is about hatred. So parang nandun yung or sa toxic online disinhibition is break tayo ng isang tao, no? And also, toxic disinhibition is known as the dark force or dark side of the internet. Kasi, on a toxic disinhibition, they can access pornography, crimes, and other forms of violence. And nagagamit yung internet in a negative way. Lalo na para makapanloko ng tao or makapantrick ng tao. And people may tend to go virtual spaces which they are not supposed to explore. So yun, nakakarating tayo dun sa, or nakakarating sila dun sa mga parte ng internet na hindi dapat sila yung nag-e-explore. So syempre, one negative example or negative example of toxic online disinhibition is cyberbullying. So too much na bashing or too much saying negative things to oneself or other people is pwede magkaroon ng big impact sa kanila yon. Lalo na when it comes to cyberbullying. So yung cyberbullying, it is a type of bullying that takes place using electronic technology, no? Minsan, yung simpleng pagpo-post natin ng mga pictures, lalo na kung yung picture na yon is walang pahintulot ng mismong may-ari, and then nilagyan natin ng caption ng hindi maganda, no? And nagkaroon yun ng bigger impact sa kanyang buhay. So that is a type of cyberbullying. Whereas, cyberbullying can occur through using cell phones, computers, and tablets, kahit anong communication tools. Hindi lang din prominent ang cyberbullying sa online spaces like different social media accounts. Ang cyberbullying can also occur through text messages, social media sites, or minsan sa mga websites. And cyberbullying only applies to minors kasi it is the willful and repeated harm inflicted through the use of computer, cell phones, and other electronic devices. So yan. So after cyberbullying, another online disinhibition or toxic disinhibition, ito po is about on cyberbullying. Ayan. It can occur through SMS, text, and apps or other online and social media forums or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. It includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, or false or mean content about someone's or someone else. So it can include sharing personal or private information that about someone else, causing them embarrassment and humiliation na nagkakaroon ng negative effect dun sa victim and can harm the online reputations of everyone involved, and not just the person being bullied but those doing the bullying or participating it. So yan. On cyberbullying has unique concerns that it can be persistent, permanent, and hard to notice. Hard to notice yan persistent siya in a sense na some cyberbullies is wala silang takot to bully other people kasi nga anonymous sila when it comes to online. And tawag nito, there is a low chance na sila ay mahuli ng authorities. Permanent because harming other people's when emotionally and mentally, no, can be a great scar compared to physical. And it is hard to notice because of the anonymous or anonymity. Anonymous nga yung tao, and at the same time is minsan akala natin is post lang siya or a meme lang siya para tawag nito, makapagpatawa, but on the side of the people or on the other side, lalo na kung yung picture mo yung pinost ng walang pahintulot mo is nakakasakit siya. And hindi natin alam kung ano yung nararamdaman ng tao na sa cyber bully unless mag-speak out siya. So, cyberbullying afterwards can lead to cyber harassment. So, cyber harassment naman, it is the use of information and communication technologies to harass, control, manipulate, or habitually disparage a child or adult business group about without a direct or implied threat of physical harm. It is an adult form of cyberbullying. Yan, cyber harassment. So, syempre, it can be form of flames, comments made in chat rooms, sending of offensive or cruel email, or even harassing others by posting on blogs or social media networking sites. So, always to remember that we have to manage our online disinhibition. So, how to manage online disinhibition? Syempre, don't post or send anything you would be embarrassed for certain others to see. So, kung gusto nyo mag-post ng nakakatawa, yung parang tinutroll nyo yung sarili nyo, no? Post it on the account na limited lang yung makakaalam or makakita. And don't be please be careful about oversharing, no, in different things. So as don't hang out with the wrong crowd online. Yan, kailangan din natin piliin, hindi lang sa face-to-face world yung ating mga kaibigan, but also kailangan natin piliin yung ating friends when it comes to the online world. And don't hang out with the wrong crowd offline. Ayan yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. And do consider your emotional state before virtually posting or responding to anything. Kasi may malaking impact din yung ating emotions when it comes to our post, no? So, yun nga yung isa sa campaign ng GMA7, which is think before you click. So, you have to think more than twice to before posting a thing online, and do consider the reaction of individuals which are expecting from the toxic disinhibition. So always to remember that yung mga tao na nakakita ng post nyo minsan is sobrang affected nila doon. And do search yourself online. Ayan. Sometimes I Google myself online. It's because it's not just I wanted to remember or to know, but also I wanted to check if meron baka meron ng gumagamit ng aking pictures online. So far naman, wait lang, pakita sa inyo. So search natin yung pangalan ko. So far naman, kapag sinearch ko, wait lang po. Ayan. So far naman, kapag sinearch ko yung pangalan ko online, lalo na sa Google, ito po ang lumalabas. Ayan. Lumalabas yung aking LinkedIn account. Ayan. This is my LinkedIn account. Ayan yung mga lumalabas. Or, lumalabas din yung aking YouTube channel. Ayan. Or, lumalabas yung aking isa pang YouTube. Meron ako, ang daming YouTube channel lang. Ayan pala, yun din yun. So, ayan yung mga common na lumalabas sa akin. Lalo na yung mga pictures ko online. So, ito ay Facebook. Ito ata yung unang-una kong Facebook. Ayan, SlideShare. I have a SlideShare account also. Yung Course Hero account ko din. Ayan. Next is, ano pa ba? Ayun, yung ResearchGate account ko. Yan lang naman. Yung mga... Tingnan natin sa 2 ano pa. Exam. Minsan may lalabas na licensure exam pag, ayan, StoDocu. Kasi nag-upload ako ng file sa documents, sa StoDocu. Other part is, wala na, apelido ko na. Hindi ko makita yung sa RPM. Ayan. Minsan kapag sinerch nyo yung, and there are parts na makikita nyo pa rin pangalan ko, which is yung Ecometration Predicts ng 2017. So, nandito yung pangalan ko pagka ganyan. Minsan, dun lang siya mostly lumalabas when I googled myself. So, sometimes ginagoogle ko siya, it's because gusto ko malaman kung meron bang gumamit ng aking tawag nito, ng aking picture or na aking name without my permission or without me knowing, no, for other purposes lang. And minsan din, for entertainment, so, kasi minsan natutuwa ako kapag tawag nito, pag tinitingnan ko yung name ko online. So, yun. So, it's good thing din. Minsan sa Facebook din, sinesearch ko yung sarili ko. It's because, yun nga, for security purposes. Lalo na kahit na minsan hindi ka famous, meron mga tao na gumagamit ng mga pictures mo or ng name mo. So, ayun. Pero, thankfully, wala pa naman. No. Buti na lang. Then, so, ayun. So, moving on. So, I have here I, me, myself, and my user ID online identity. So, digital identity is known as an online or network identity adopted or claimed in cyberspace by an individual, organization, or electronic device. So, this user may also project more than one digital identity through multiple communities. So, one example of digital identity is having a online username. Ayan. So, iba yung account nyo or ito yung way kung paano kayo mas makikilala ng ibang tao. Like, for example, is, wait lang. And yung pagkakaroon nyo ng iba't ibang spaces online. Like, for example, Instagram, no? Sa Instagram, it helps you to create a new digital identity, which is through using username, no? Wait lang. So, through using username, whereas, tapos minsan, di ba, nag-iiba din yung ating pagkakakilanlan or identity. Mostly, pwede din sa mga usernames nyo when it comes to games, di ba? Lalo na yung sa Mobile Legends. Ayan. Doon tayo nakaka-gain ng ating online identity. So, next one is symbolic markers. So, yung symbolic markers used in face-to-face communication and are used in a way to represent one who one is inside and on the outside. It is a way to show how people, the way one is to be perceived. So these are used to either fit in with a group or stand out. So, nagagamit natin tong symbolic markers to signal who we are, such as kung ano tayo offline. So, it could be our hair, clothes, or body modification. And on the other hand, it could be the other representation of ourselves online. Ayan. So, in relation to our identity, we have here internet disembodiment. So, yung internet disembodiment, it refers to the identity, soul, or spirit separated from the physical body. Kasi, yung social media, it allows us to adopt different identities independently or independent to our body and markers it contains. Like, for example, on the internet, we may be who we want, or people may can be whoever they want to be. So like for example is we can redefine ourselves in the way that they want, or we can be anonymous, or ano ba pwede tayo magmukhang mabait or masama when it comes to online. And people kasi online don't look at the bodies or hear the accents for them to make assumptions. No, mostly online, ang mga tao, we base our judgment on the postings or yung mga bagay na pinupost online ng mga tao. So, doon tayo pinaka nag-base. And yung mga nakikita lang nila is most of them is words, or some people may say na what goes online stays online, and they are the permanent digital footprints. So yun yung internet disembodiment. So sa user ID, it lets a person associated a persistent ID for a single user with that user's engagement data from one or more session initiated from one or more devices. Like for example, is having a username that is uniquely identifying someone in a computer system. So like for example, iba yung username mo on your computer, iba din yung username mo on your social media accounts. And it helps us to identify who is the user and allows us to access yung computer system or yung network or yung ating online account like Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and others. So we have here naman dissociative anonymity. So yung dissociative anonymity is as you move around the internet, most of the people you encounter can easily tell you who you are. Kasi nga ang basis online ng mga tao is not their self but the postings that we have. So system operators and some technologically savvy, motivated users may be able to detect your email or internet address. But for the most part, people only know what you tell them about yourself. If you wish, you can keep your identity hidden, and as the word anonymous indicates, you have no name, or at least not your real name. So yun po yung tinatawag natin dissociative anonymity. So yan, we have here self-presentation strategies and impression management online. So how do people present themselves online? So how about you present yourself online? So yung online presentation or yung self-presentation is known as the range of strategies that people adopt to shape what others think of them. So it helps us to shape kung ano yung magiging impression sa atin ng mga tao online. And we have here 5, no? Number 1 is self-promotion. Number 2 is ingratitude. Number 3 is exemplification. Number 4 is intimidation. And number 5 is supplication. So these are the self-presentation strategies. So, self-promotion is the person who is using self-promotion. They are trying to show that he is competent, effective, or a winner. So, this person expect respect, and he or she speaks proudly about their experiences, education, or achievement. He always makes people aware of their accomplishments. So self-promotion, these are the people or type of people who present themselves in a greatly manner. No, whereas yung mga post nila is mostly it talks about their achievements in life, which is there is no harm naman or wala naman negative thought about that. Or some people may always tend to um, post online yung kanilang tawag nito, pinapost nila online yung hindi lang yung accomplishment nila but also yung words of encouragement nila. Ganon. And we have here ingratitude naman. The person using ingratitude in presenting oneself to others has a desire to be likable. So, ito yung type of people na gusto nila maging likable sila to other. So, they expect affection and takes an interest in one's personal lives to show them what they are, that they are friendly. He often uses flattery and favors to make them others like them. So, ito yung mga type ng tao na yun. So, yung minsan may mga tao na ang dami nilang ka-close no online, but pag kaharap na nila on a face-to-face basis is hindi naman or sobrang awkward, no? So, there are the type of people na gusto nila likable sila when it comes to others. So, number 3, we have here exemplification. So, they are the people who are using using exemplification, which is intention to achieve worth from others. So, they are expected to others to feel guilty by their actions. And they try to appear like a hardworking, dedicated employee to make others feel less worthy than they are. And they stay at work late so that people will know that they are hardworking. So, ayan. There are type of people na medyo mapagbalat kayo. That, kasi, they have their purpose. Gusto nila na ma-achieve yung attention or yung ma-achieve yung worth nila from other people. Na kapag nakita sila ng mga tao na hardworking, no, doon nila nakikita na meron silang worth or mahalaga sila. Next one, intimidation. They are the person who is using or tries to appear in a dangerous or ruthless manner. They expect others to be afraid of them, or they do this as they are expecting others to finish a task. Like for instance, is a boss intimidates their subordinates to get a job done, or they show others that they can make life difficult for them if they are pushed too far. So, yan. And next, last one is the supplication or supplication rather. The person would like to appear helpless. So, meron sila or they could like be handicapped or unfortunate. And they aim to achieve nurturance from others. So, kapag napansin sila ng ibang tao is they feel so good about it. And person would act as if they know less than others so people will help them out. So yan, yun yung way nila para matulungan sila ng ibang tao. And they pretend not to understand something to gain someone's help. So yan. So we have naman self-enhancement. So syempre, in order for us no to achieve the negative effect or achieve the positive effect rather of self-presentation, syempre we have to undergo self-enhancement. So what is self-enhancement? It is the cognitive or interpersonal activity aimed at boosting belief that one is a lovable and capable human being. So it is a related self-concept which is motivated reasoning. and is taught that expressly aim at reaching uh, congenial conclusions about oneself and place in the world. So through self-enhancement, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng favorable light to other people. Whereas yung nagkakaroon tayo ng maayos na impression management, no, to other people. So, impact of online interactions on the self. So, merong malaking social or merong malaking impact yung social interaction sa ating self. Which is, like for example, social media can help us to boost ourselves or to boost our um, self-confidence. No, whereas sometimes sometimes it could also help us to learn more about or experience more about our self. But on the other hand, kapag negative naman yung effect is it leads to negative consequences syempre. Like for example is yun nga yung mga tao na nakakaranas ng cyberbullying or minsan yung minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng negative thoughts online, makabasa lang tayo ng negative na nagkakaroon siya ng impact sa atin or sa decision making natin. So syempre online, you have to create boundaries. Hindi man porket limitless ang online community is you don't have to limit yourself. Syempre, on a face-to-face basis, di ba, meron tayong dapat space na tinatawag. So, sa online space din is importante yung tinatawag natin personal boundary. So, personal boundaries are the set of online rules or set of guidelines, rules or limits that a person creates to identify reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for people to behave towards them and how they respond to someone breaks this rule or overstep their limits. So like for example, online we have to create a ayan, we have to create um online boundaries. Like for example, dito sa space na to, eto na yung pinaka boundary, no? In real-time social interaction, syempre we take the chance or we take yung space, no, for a person. And also, online kailangan din yun. Sometimes, may mga tao na magre-reply sa atin, taking days or months to reply for us. So, syempre, kapag hindi na tayo nire-replyan for once, is, wag na natin silang kulitin, no, to reply for us unless it is important. Kasi, we have to value also personal space online. No, malay nyo, yung taong yun, kaya hindi pa siya nakakapag-reply is because hirap siya mag-reply dahil hindi available yung technology for him to reply or mahina yung signal or at the same time marami siyang ginagawa, busy siya in his personal life. So kasi with this, no, we have to be more careful about what are we going to say to people or to the different things around us before we post it online. Kasi that could be a trouble for them in a face-to-face interaction. And it could gain them a pressure, lalo na kung negative yung sinabi nyo dun sa part na yun. So, syempre, space na rin naman yung ating pinag-uusapan. We have to talk about private and public spaces. So, online environments, in online environments, no, people cannot see others, and nobody can judge the statements and images because of the cloak of invisibility. So, hindi lang sa Harry Potter um, nag-exist yung cloak of invisibility, but it also existed in the online community. So, syempre, in a public mode, yung post natin is makikita ng karamihan. So, it will be treated as an open book. So, syempre, because of the security online, many online users using private mode. Whereas, limited lang yung tao na nakakakita nung mode na yon. So, invisibility is also gauge to misinterpret oneself. So, minsan kasi, merong mga tao, di ba, na tumitingin ng profiles natin for the chismis purposes lang. So, syempre, we have to protect our privacy kahit na nakapost yung mga yan online. No? Kung gusto nyo, nakukonti lang yung nakakaalam sa mga achievements nyo, is you have to choose or you have to set your profile ng private. So, kung gusto niyo naman mas marami, you have to set it public. So, yan. So, in virtual interactions kasi, people or we cannot always be sure when or where someone is present. And also, creating a personal boundaries in a private and public space could help us or could encourage us to do things which cannot be done in a face-to-face interactions. So yan, you have to always remember that we always have to be careful about our postings. Next, we have here personal or individual identity versus social or identity online. So yan, identity is made up of both personal and social identity. Always remember that. So, social identity is based on the group affiliation. So, kung saan tayo affiliated na group. Like, for example, sa mga social media, people identify as a member of a certain group. Like, for example, is tayo ay taga Cavite, or people may identify you as a student of Cavite State University. So, yun. And identity is described as fixed, stable, and unitary. So, yan. So, in sociology, yung tinatawag nating social identity or identity theory explain that meron tayong different roles or role identity. So, itong role identity na to, it is a character and role of an individual devices as an occupant in a particular social position. So, it helps us or meron tayong role identity. Like, for example, is meron tayong personal or individual identity. Whereas, ito yung ugali natin personally nakilala sa atin or alam ng nakararami sa atin. Whereas, yung social identity naman na tinatawag online is yun yung pagkakakilala sa atin online ng mga tao doon or ng mga nakakakita ng ating different platforms. So, syempre, when it comes to identity, greater commitment on an identity, the greater the identity is. So, syempre, sabi nila, great works come with great responsibility. So, syempre, the bigger our circle is, mas kailangan natin maging responsible for our social identity online. So, with that, leaving you the quote that always do remember to become or to be careful, not just personal but online. Kasi online can be dangerous and we have to protect our individual spaces as always. So thank you for being here with me today. And any questions regarding my discussion? Any questions regarding my discussion po?
Wala po, ma'am.